Hey there YouTube, AJ here. And last month on Prime Day, I got a little excited and I bought myself a gun cabinet slash safe that I've been wanting for some time. Not this particular one, I've just been wanting a gun cabinet to store my firearms in when we have company, kids or whatever at the house. I don't feel comfortable leaving them in places not locked up. So on Prime Day I found a deal for this KARUIKEV 13 to 15 rifle gun safe slash cabinet. The SKU number is F-140-01, and we get all the pieces out of the box here. Hopefully when we're done we'll have something similar to this. Let's hope it's not too similar because this ain't my best work. Anyway, let's take a look at the pieces we got. We've got a back panel, side panels, and front door panel here. Down here we have the top of the cabinet, bottom of the cabinet, and a shelf. Then we have 3 of these brackets and these foam pieces, which are obviously where the muzzle of the weapon would go. And we have a battery box, but no batteries. We have 4 anchors that we're not going to use because this is the anchor to the wall of the floor, I assume. A bunch of these screws that fit these nutserts in the panels, and 4 little L brackets. So, looks like the only thing we're going to need to assemble this is a screwdriver. So let's get to it. Okay, we're going to start by getting some of these panels out of the way. I think because the front door is the heaviest piece, I want to start with that. Oh, by the way, I'm not using instructions to figure out how to set this up. Why would I want to do that? I like to see how simple things are before I resort to going to the instructions. That's part of my review process. So anyway, I want to start with the front door panel because it's the heaviest and it's got because it has a door and the locking mechanisms and all that in it. So let's get the back panel and the side panels out of the way. Okay, so here's our front door, and as you can see, we have an electronic lock. We have a manual key lock, which as of right now, I don't know how to get to the key. Ah, there's the key. So the key's here. So this is the emergency key to if the battery's dead. And then this is also, I guess this is the biometric reader. This is supposed to be a fingerprint access code safe as well. So I guess that's what this is. Maybe it's here. I don't know. We'll see what this is. Anyway, so if we turn it around, this is the inside of our front door. It has 3 pockets to holster small sidearms. We have our keys here, so probably should take those off. Throw those to the side for now. And then you can see down here we have bolts, 3 per side for the locking mechanism. Little shelf here for stuff, I guess. I don't know what we want to put in here. And yeah, so let's start with this piece. First thing we're going to do is attach some side panels. Alright, so this has a bracket with a slot in it that obviously something goes down in it, so I think that's where our bottom's going to go. And this has a slot in the top here, so I think that's where our top panel is going to fit. So now do we determine which way this goes? Is this a right side panel or a left side panel? Ah, okay. So bottom corner is notched to go into this part here. So this one's going to go on this side. So let's get some screws to get that started. This actually seems to have pretty good tolerances already, so normally I don't tighten things down as I go. I wait until the end, and then after I get everything assembled, I tighten it then. That way, if I have to take something apart, to get it to fit, it's a lot easier. Okay, so 4 out of 5 fasteners so far went in really easy. This one's, you know, a little more difficult. It's going just a little tougher than the rest. All right, so we're going to do that again on this side. Two thoughts so far. Well, one thought and one next step. Right now, looking at the size of this, I'm having a tough time thinking 13 to 15 long guns are going to fit in here. So I'm skeptical already. However, I don't need to hold anywhere near that amount of guns. I don't have a lot of guns. I have some. Anyway, next, putting this thing together next, I'm looking at it. So looking at the construction, it looks like the sides of the top panel have to go into these slots here. So, and then it gets screwed to the front and to the back. It also has these notches cut out only on one side, and those appear to fit into the back panel, not the front panel. So I think we need to put this one on next. And prior to putting on the back panel. Okay. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, I'm trying to minimize having to be inside the cabinet trying to screw stuff together. I looked at the bottom panel, and the bottom panel has to also drop into slots. And it appears those slots are on all 4 sides of the cabinet. So that to me suggests that that would go on last from the inside. Oh, I just noticed in this shelf, these little, there's got little holes cut out for like in the shape of bullets. You can see these, they're in the shape of a bullet roughly. So this must be like an ammo shelf or something. Just a cute little touch, I guess. It appears the front door is now completely attached. Okay, due to how tight everything is, it looks like, and I think I want to put my shelf in next, because I have a feeling that would be really hard to get in because the front door is obviously more narrow than this position here. So I think that would be pretty hard to get in with it already, with the back already on it. So I think we're going to pinch this in now. There we go. Alright. So the shelf just basically sits into those grooved brackets on each side. No screws or anything. So that's it. So now, because I think that bottom pan's got to go in last, I've got to add the back panel. Grab our key, open up the secret key slot. Oops, I dropped it. Why doesn't want to open? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hang on. So what I thought was a biometric pad, I think that is the lock mechanism. That's what operates the bars. It might also be the biometric pad, or this might be the biometric pad. I don't know yet. But that's definitely what unlocks it. What are we gonna do? This has to be held up off the floor a little bit. So let's see what we got. Okay, let's see if this will work.
Try to give us at least one start, which would help. Ooh. Come on. There.
These are all really close to the inside panels. Hard to turn and hard to paint. You're having to line them up completely different.
Come on.
There it goes. And gotta hold your tongue just right. All right, 2 started. And I've only got, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 more to go. I won't make you watch all that. That's gonna take a while. I'll bring you back after I get these all in. All right, I think I made my first mistake. So I think I'm right about how this goes in, the bottom panel. That's fine. But these brackets use the lowest mounting screw holes to hold it down. And I already put those in. So I've got to take all those out before I can put this in, then put them in with this. These 3 sides are all the same depth. This one's shorter, so this one will be the front edge, and the longer edges will go in these pockets. Oh, missed the back. Oh, my fingers. Still missed it. Dang on it. Need to put some pressure on the back panel to get that back edge to hook in. Alright, we're going to cheat a little bit. Going to see if we can put just a little bit of flare into these. If I had a crescent wrench, it would work better, but we'll see if we can do it with our Leatherman. Okay, so I took and bent all of these flanges just out a little bit for 90 degrees in hopes that they'll catch these brackets a little better now. Took a little more force to get it down in the groove, but now we got her. Just had to bend those out a little bit. Okay, now we can take and put these in. Okay, the battery pack took 4 AA batteries, and as I said, they weren't included, but fortunately I had 4 on hand. And it appears they go in back here. Let's bring you in. And it appears the battery goes in this little panel here. There we go, like so. And I'd open this up further, maybe if I put you inside. Wait a minute, there's more batteries? Shoot. Huh. Well, this shows 4 batteries in this. Well, that's confusing. I'm going to take these 4 batteries and put it in there and see if this works. Maybe this is a newer design or something, and they, for some weird reason, well, hopefully that's all the batteries it needs, because I don't have any more. Something beeped. All right. In case you didn't see that, there's what they look like in there. Looking at our brackets and our muzzle mounts here, there's a T-slot in the bracket all the way through it that lines up with these holes in these foam. And it has this plug you can pull out of it. So it looks like something could go in there. Maybe if these don't stay in, you could put something through there to hold it, but they didn't give me anything. I don't have any parts for that, so we're just going to go ahead and put this foam plug back in for now, and if it becomes a problem, we'll deal with it later, because quite honestly, these are a really tight fit anyway, So I don't know if that would really be necessary. Maybe as it ages, it might help. I don't know. But we'll put it in there the way it seems to want to go. And then just pressure fit it for now. Now these brackets have little bent out hooks on each side. Those are to go into these holes that are built into the back panel and on the sides. So you can see them on the back panel. You got all kinds of options there, and then you have a bracket here and in the front and down here and here. So you can put in these 3 brackets however you think fit best for the guns you have. Okay, I built it without the instructions. It really wasn't that hard. Probably been easier if I used the instructions, but hey, that's just how I am. Now, I don't know how to program this without the instructions, so I'm going to go ahead and program it. And it says to open the safe, keep the safe open, press the pound to wake up the screen. All right. Press 0 twice. Press setting button on the inside of the door for 1 second. Input new code and press the pound. I think I screwed up. All right, hang on. I gotta do it again.
Now I've got my finger on the button here, ready to go. Pound, wake up. 0, 0.
Okay, so you can set 2 passwords on here. You can set one for the administrator and one for a user. So like I can set a separate password for my wife, but she'll probably just know the same one. So I'm going to set the second password for the user as the same for now. And the only difference in that procedure, instead of pressing 0 twice, you press 1 twice. Okay, to set the fingerprint, the door must be open first, then press the setting button on the inner side of the door for 1 second. Quickly press and release, and after hearing 2 short beeps, the correct light comes on. Place your fingerprint on the collector when you hear the short beep. I found out on my iPad that my fingers, my index fingers and my thumbs tend to get cut a lot working on my hot rod. So I found it's best to use a different finger, which I use my middle finger. And that way this finger gets messed up less and I can get into things more consistently. I just know on my iPad especially, I can't get these 2 fingers to work a lot. All right, I think I got it. So let's check that. Take our key out for now. Okay, finally found the cover. So we are locked. All right, so first thing we want to try. Hey, our fingerprint works. Pretty slick, eh? All right, locks automatically. That's cool. All right, now we're going to try my password. I'm going to hide it. After you enter your code, you have to hit pound, then it opens. All right. All I have left to do is to move it where I want it to go and put weapons in it. So let's go ahead and do that. Now there's no reason to kill ourselves trying to move this though, so I'm gonna use a little help from my skateboarding gear. There's one thing about it is, even though it's not really that heavy, because you can barely reach around this and it's all slick, it's kind of hard to pick up and hold. So why hurt ourselves? Okay. Now this corner is a temporary spot for this. I haven't decided where I want this permanently, but I think I'm just going to slide it back here for now. All right, let's open her up. So that's nice, we can get into our stuff. So let's put some stuff in there. We're going to start with this because it's handy. Don't freak out. This is not a sniper rifle, it's just a pellet gun actually. It fits, but close. Now, see, a problem with that already is my scope is hitting the wall and it's not going into the... So problem number one we're already running into is this weapon, when I want to put it in the back there, the scope is hitting the wall first. So yeah, that needs to be kind of leaned out, which pretty much makes this whole side useless. But for now I don't care because I don't need that much space anyway. So let's go get a couple more. Alright, so we're going to put a 9mm in there. That seems to work nicely. We got our old Mossberg 500 for hunting. That goes in and fits very well, nice. Deer slug barrel for that. I'm going to need one a little lower for that. Alright, that holds it there, that's fine. 22 rifle for plinking. Again, kind of the same issue with the scope. It hits, but it's better than the other gun. Maybe might want to put this on one of the side pockets here. Ugh. Don't freak out because that was pointed to my face. I know it's empty. Alright. Now I do have more firearms than this to load into it, but not a lot more. I will have plenty of space for me. But 15 guns in this thing? Long guns? Man. I know there's 15 slots, but I don't see that happening. Maybe 10-ish would be comfortable fitting there at most, I think. You might be able to, if it's the right 10, you might be able to arrange them to where they're not, you know, banging into one another. Not where they'd be easy to get out though. One thing I don't like is there's no padding on the bottom, so I'll probably add some padding on the bottom just so it's not banging every time you sit something down in there. I might play around with the heights of these, get them where I want them. I guess I could possibly put these down to where they grab the scope body instead of the barrel. That might be something I do. That maybe that'll work better. I don't know. But for now, it is what it is. Oh yeah, I wanted to see if my bow would fit in there, and it doesn't look like it will. So that's kind of a bummer. I was hoping my bow would fit in there too, but with the maybe if I took the shelf out, I would. But oh well, we'll deal with that later. So, what do I think about this overall? If you're looking for a true cabinet that'll hold 15 guns nicely, I don't think I'd recommend it. If you're looking for one that would hold 5 to 10 guns nicely, plus some sidearms, I don't see anything wrong with this. It's going to work well for me. On Prime Day Special, I think I paid 120 bucks for this. So I am totally okay with it because I haven't come close to anything with this nice of a locking setup or with an electronic lock and this fingerprint lock for that amount of money. So I am happy with that. The cost of it, the construction of it's actually very nice. Although, again, if you're looking for a safe, this is a locking cabinet. It's a heavy duty locking cabinet. Calling it as safe as a stretch. I mean, it'd be real easy to break into with an angle grinder. You can anchor it to the wall, so it's, you know, harder to take away. I don't plan on doing that for a couple of reasons. One, my collection of firearms are just guns I've used throughout my life. None of them are high-end, expensive weapons. They're all functional. and beat up and used. So I don't collect weapons. I buy them to either hunt with, which I don't hardly hunt anymore, or just to go shooting with. I do like to target shoot. I love to take my 22 out and plink. That is so much fun for me. Just plink targets. I love things like that. Just shooting cans or whatever. So anyway, I am not trying to protect a high-end collection from theft. My goal is to have a single place to lock up these, so when my new grandson comes and visits me, he can't get to them. That is my goal. Or if I have other people in my house, guests, friends, family, whatever, children, I don't want to have to worry about them accidentally finding weapons. I want to have this locked and kept safe from them. That's what I care about. That said, this is not a fire safe. It's not going to protect anything from burning. It's a metal box. So if there's a fire, most likely everything in here is going to be damaged or ruined. Ammunition will probably go off inside of it. You know, maybe it'll help contain some of that, but that'll be cool. But other than that, it does have a thick, heavy-duty door, very strong locks, these bolts, which I find actually kind of comical because the door is kind of safe-like, but yet the cabinet steel, what is that? That's probably 12 to 14 gauge steel. So yeah, definitely I could cut it open with an angle grinder with a little effort. It really wouldn't be too hard just to cut the door pins, but that wouldn't help. That wouldn't get the bolts undone. So you would have to just basically cut around the frame of it to break in. I'm telling you this because it is very possible to break into it. I'm not giving away secrets. It's pretty easy to figure out. So, but for a secure cabinet to keep your firearms safe from unauthorized use on a everyday basis, you know, someone dedicated to getting in here is going to get in here. You're not going to stop that with this. But a kid wandering in isn't going to be able to open this and find your weapons and do accidental damage. And that's what's important to me. That said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, or, you know, it is a good product. They're 13 to 15 gun. You could probably get them in here. I could get 15 guns in there. I'm not going to say that. I could get 15 guns in here. But it wouldn't be a practical use to store 15 guns if you were actually taking them out and using them. You'd have to rearrange them every time you got in and out. So, that said, that's the downside of it. It's got some nice little features. It's got a shelf for more ammo, a little shelf in the door for ammo. So, got pretty quick access. The locking mechanism works great. I really like it. I love the fingerprint latch. Excellent. So is it worth $120? Because the closest thing I could find in this size range, and it was probably like 10 guns for 120 bucks. The closest thing I could find in that size range did not have an electronic lock with either a keypad number or fingerprint entry. It only had a key lock, and it did not have this heavy duty bolt system. So yes, I think my Prime Day deal on this for 120 bucks was a good deal. It was well worth it. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope the product review was helpful. The assembly was helpful for you if you're going to tackle one of these yourselves. This, like I said, this is the KARUIKEV. I don't know how to say it. I don't speak Russian. I don't know if it's a Russian product. I didn't see anywhere in the literature on the box where this was made. I should say that when it came packaged in the boxes, it was very well packaged for protection, and none of the panels were damaged or anything, so everything was very good. A couple little hiccups putting it together. One screw that was hard to put in, not that big of a deal. Out of 24 screws, I think, one that was kind of hard to put in. Getting them lined up was a little tough at times, especially doing the last panel, but it wasn't that bad. And like I showed you, bending out the flanges on that bottom plate to get it to go in. That's not a lot. I've dealt with a lot worse. I've had to modify a Kia furniture more than this, so you know, I'm good with that. Anyway, I know this isn't my normal kind of video. It's not skateboarding, it's not hot rods, but it is. I do like to do these old product reviews when I get something that I actually like, or if, especially like in the case of this, I did try to Google this on YouTube and try to find some product reviews on here, and I couldn't find a lot, especially on this particular model. So if I find that's the case on something, a new tool I get or something, I'd like to do a product review on it just for grins and giggles. Plus, all right. So that's about it. I'll probably be back on my hot rod in the next video. So until then, YouTube, later.